Hi, I'm Dennis Doss. I'm founder of DossDocs. I'm really excited to share with you some new things we've done at DossDocs. Traditionally we have done a lot of business purpose loan documents and things of that kind, and that's been our claim to success. But we're branching out. We're doing some different things. We did consumer bridge loan documents, and now we're venturing into the SBA 7A arena, doing a little different kind of product than most of our business purpose lenders are used to. So today I want to introduce you to that product and remind you, first of all, what is DossDocs for those of you who are new to that application? It's a do-it-yourself loan document program. It's very simple. There's no registration, there's no sign up, there's no agreements to sign, there's no contracts, there's no steep learning curve. You go to our website, you pick your state, you pick your workflow, and you answer questions. You get your documents. You get a summary of all the questions and answers. You can change any of them and generate your documents in a beautiful PDF format immediately. We're constantly updating them and trying to keep them as modern and up to date as possible. Our business purpose documents cover all 50 states, including state disclosures. One thing that sets us apart above other document companies is we do cater to brokers as well as lenders. So for brokers, we provide them with the private investor disclosures they need. We provide them with the borrower specific disclosures that they need. So that's very, very important to us. We also have created a application called MyPortal. I call it a mini LOS system. It allows you to store up to 100 data fields that are repetitive, that you use over and over again, like your name, your license number, your address, your fees, your escrow companies, your title companies, 100 different kinds of information that you're going to use over and over again every time you do a new deal. So you just set those presets, you push that data into a new workflow, and that accomplishes probably a third or more of the entire work. So that is a real time saver for those of you who don't use a loan origination system. We are integrated with several loan origination companies, and we are, constantly being, integrated with more as they come along. It's a tedious bit of work, but we're dedicated to doing it and to integrate with anybody who is interested in a good set of loan documents. One thing I think it also makes us, sets us apart is extremely strong customer support. We are there for you when you need it, and we're there, to create and help you with any of your issues, to do any customization that you may need, and things of that kind. So, without any further ado, let me introduce you to our SBA 7A product. We're going to take a look at the actual set of loan documents as well as the workflow, but let me just give you a real brief summary of what it covers. The 7A product has both a real estate component and a non-real estate component, either unsecured or personal property secured. So you're allowed up to 2 borrowers of any variety, whether it be LLCs, corporations, etc. 4 guarantors, security agreements. We have 2 kinds of security agreements, one for personal property and one for LLC membership interests. You're also provide deeds of trust and mortgages in other states for up to 2 recording jurisdictions. So you could do a deal with a deed of trust in California and Pennsylvania, for instance. We allow you the option of an environmental indemnity. You can have up to 4 compensated agents. The SBA is very particular about that. There's a form that has to be filled out for each agent who's going to receive compensation in the transaction. We complete the SBA Settlement Statement, which is not that easy. You can have personal property as well as real property. We allow you to have and propose special purpose entity requirements. We provide 2 different kinds of ways to close it, either in-house closing instructions or escrow, traditional escrow instructions. We also provide an option, a subordination, non-disturbance, and a torment agreement. And our security agreements include PUD riders and condo riders. And we also include entity consents, fair lending disclosures, and we support brokers in our process, options for 1 to 2 brokers. We include a pretty full document package. In the SBA 7A regular, the SBA provides the form of note and we just ask you to take the language they give you and cut and paste it into our form of note, which is the SBA form of note, and generate it. We have agency disclosure, request for notice of default if you're doing a junior lien, arbitration agreement, which is optional, you don't have to do it, business purpose declaration, non-owner occupancy declaration, junior lien holder authorization if you're doing a junior lien, and W-9. Now, we also do 7A Express. That's loans that are done not on SBA forms, but on the lender's forms. And they're usually smaller loans and they're done a little bit more quickly. Same thing, same rules, 2 borrowers, 4 guarantors. You have a security agreement option, personal property. Of course, 7A is going to, the Express is not going to be secured by real estate. It's going to be secured by either personal property or an LLC membership pledge. You still get environmental indemnity option. We support on both products credit lines as well as variable rates. So if the lender's not going to disperse 100% of the loan up front, we could accommodate that. We could accommodate redraws where if you want to redraw it, and also variable interest rates with any kind of index that you want to choose. Same thing for settlement statements, and with the Express, we anticipate most people will use an in-house closing instruction since there's not real estate. So we include the whole enchilada for that. This is our homepage. The beauty of our system is if you want to do your docs, just get online and do your docs. So first thing you do is just pick a state. Let's say we're going to pick California. And you pick your doc set. We have business purpose documents, construction documents, broker investor packages, consumer bridge loans, seller financing documents. Here we're going to pick SBA documents. I'm going to put in my name, submit, and you start answering questions. You notice they're kind of blurred out here, but ask questions about you, brokers, properties, title, borrower, escrow, SBA loan details, business purpose. There's some natural hazard provisions there, fee data, disbursements, and review. So you just answer one question at a time, and depending upon your answers, it will either open up other questions or you skip something. So when you finished answering all the questions, you come up to the summary page, and you can review your answers, and you can open up and change any one of them. So there's lender information, broker or agent information, whether it be a CPA that provided financials, that sort of thing, a broker, co-broker, information about the property, if it's a real estate, title data, of course, only on real estate deals, borrower information, questions about the guarantors, environmental indemnity, escrow data. Will you be closing it in-house or using an escrow company? Ask those questions. And you could click on any one of these little pencils right here and change that answer. And at the end of the workflow, you accept our terms of service, all kinds of disbursements, and you generate your documents. You press that little button, continue, and you see the documents that are actually generated. So here we generated 2 California deeds of trust at 2 different locations, a commercial subordination, non-disturbance and interment agreement, and our actual docs. So let's take a look. Click on them, and you notice the thing that's unique about our docs is we give you a really good summary at the very beginning of the doc set. It tells you about the lender, the broker, the borrower, guarantors. So it's going to help you review your documents, because if there's a mistake here, you've made a mistake, a typo, it's going to be everywhere because it uses the same data. So this gives you a chance to really scope out, make sure you got the APN number right, the street address right, all of that done without having to scour through every single document to do that. Gives you the loan data. This one is a regular loan, not an express loan. It lays out all the fees very carefully and gives you full closing instructions to the title company. Each of these closing documents are hyperlinked. So you click on that, it takes you right to that document. You don't have to fish around for it. And you notice we got, a required SBA fair lending disclosure, fee compensation agreements, SBA requires those, the SBA settlement statement, agency disclosure, loan agreement, the SBA form of note, deeds of trust, not pretty much everything you need to close an SBA loan. So I'm not going to go through every single page of this document, which is 88 pages long, but we have beautiful signature lines, signature pages on every document. The agency disclosure, Patriot, we have a full loan agreement that's customized for each deal. These are the fee disclosure and compensation agreement for compensated agents. So there are several of those here. Oh, here's our settlement statement. The SBA 1050 form lays all that out, does the math for you. The SBA settlement statement also requires a breakdown of fees and costs. They don't have that in their form, so you've got to do that by attachment, which we do here. And here's the SBA form of note. This is the insert that they're going to give you to plug in the payment terms. We don't require you to input those into our system. You're basically doing a cut and paste job on that, and etc. So it's all there. We have both forms of SBA guarantee, the regular and the limited. So that's all covered. Here's an example of a California deed of trust that just got generated on that doc set. It's very comprehensive and covers everything. It's got state-specific things as well as the required SBA language in it. SBA documents are required to have this language that the loan be governed by federal law if it's owned and being enforced by the SBA. We cover all of that in all of our deeds of trust and security agreements. Here's an example of the output for a 7A express loan secured by personal property. Looks very similar, a little bit more detail because we require you to input the information to complete the note. It's not supplied by the SBA. Because the SBA on an express loan does not provide you with forms, we provide you with a very comprehensive promissory note. This one provides, by example, for draws and redraws, a adjustable rate interest rate with all kinds of provisions for caps and adjustments and limitations and indices, late charge provisions, basically everything you need. The other thing that's sort of unique to 7As, most of them are closed in-house. So we include full in-house funding conditions and authorizations, since you probably won't be using an escrow. But all the documents are listed there. They can be hyperlinked to exactly what you want to look at. And so it's pretty good and very comprehensive. So that's it. You've seen it all. I hope you get to use it for the first 60 days after tomorrow, which is the 16th of June to 2 months thereafter. You can use it for free and generate your SBA documents. If you have questions, either call Aletha or I, and we will answer your questions. If you have any suggestions for improvements, we'd like to hear those too. Thank you, and happy document preparation.